gonna load up, we're gonna walk out to the highway, we're gonna catch some rides, so. Alright, we're good to go. Ooh, that's loud. Ooh. Construction going on. But yeah, for those of you that are new to the channel, this is Hitchhiking America on my channel, Hitch Live. And, you know, we do kind of what it sounds like. I'm hitchhiking around America, showing people what the process of hitchhiking is like. I've hitchhiked in 25 countries, I've been picked up over 700 times, and I've had a great time doing it. And the purpose of this channel is to show people what hitchhiking can be like, because I think it's a lot more fun and a lot more safe than people make it out to be. So if you stick around, you'll kind of get to see what it's like. We've had a great time so far. I've been picked up 27 times on this trip so far. Met some really cool people, had some interesting experiences. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll kind of see what type of people we'll get today. Not sure how many rides I'll get today. I'm still not really sure my route. Have to make decisions as we go. For those of you that have watched this channel, you know I don't really make plans. I kind of just do things and deal with the outcomes. So yeah, if you've ever wondered, what is it like to hitchhike? What type of people pick you up? Is it safe? That kind of thing. That's the type of stuff we address in this channel. What's the time here? It is 12:42 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The sun is bright behind me. Which person stood out to you the most in the US so far? Probably Marcos, which was 2 days ago, and he invited me to watch his band play live in Sausalito, California, just north of San Francisco. Or on the very first day, I got picked up by a guy, and we lost connection to the stream, but he took me and we went out to some bluffs and shot a pistol and a rifle, and I've never shot a gun in my life, being from Canada, so that stood out to me as well. And I've had several very wholesome, just really genuinely nice people pick me up, like Christian back in Oregon and stuff like that, where it's just really nice people picking you up and just showing me a lot of generosity. Isn't hitchhiking against the law in a lot of places? It's not. If we're just talking about the US, it's not federally banned. Where it is illegal is on all interstates. If you're actually on the highway, you can hitchhike at the top of the on-ramp to the interstate, because it's not technically the interstate at that point, and then once you're in a car, then you're no longer hitchhiking, you're just a passenger. It's also banned in like 6 states, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but if you look in my frequently asked questions below, there's a little section on legality, and there's a web link that you can copy and paste, and that sends you to a website where they've kind of actually done their own independent research on the legality of hitchhiking in the United States, where they can answer that question a lot more in depth than I can. Fingers crossed for no illegally parked cars. Yeah, for anyone here yesterday, or I guess wasn't here yesterday, when I was hitchhiking out of San Francisco, there was a great spot. So it had all 3 things I was looking for in a hitchhiking spot. Long line of sight, slow traffic, and a wide shoulder where they can quite easily pull off the road and pick me up, so they don't have to stop in the middle of traffic. Problem was that was right across, right next to a nice beach in San Francisco. So there was signs all along that road where it's like, no stopping, no parking at any time. What did people do? They stopped and parked everywhere. So So it ruined my hitchhiking spot. So I had to walk back further into San Francisco and hitchhike in a not as good spot. But we did get picked up pretty quickly. A guy named Andrew, he drove me all the way to here, to Santa Cruz. Really nice guy. Man, that guy could talk. He just talked about everything for, I think that was one of our longest rides. It was like 2 hours or something like that. Yeah. Hey man, welcome to California. It's good to be here in California. Things are becoming more built up and developed. So we're having better luck for the most part with our network connectivity because we struggled in Washington and Oregon. The downside is hitchhiking becomes more difficult out of cities. In small towns, you kind of just walk to the end of town, stick out your thumb, and you're gonna get a ride. In cities, there's a bit more strategy involved, a bit more research you have to do about where the roads kind of connect and how you should get out of town. 5:42 a.m. there. Whereabouts are you? It was so sad we all cried. Yeah. How do you charge your gear? Yeah, that is a limiting factor. I've got about 3 days worth of charge through mobile batteries, like big 20,000 milliamp hour batteries. But after about 3 days, I'll need to do a full overnight recharge. I've been lucky enough to have people offer me places overnight here and there, and also I've paid for accommodation a few nights, 3 nights so far on the trip, which is abnormal for me in hitchhiking. Usually I do everything to avoid paying for accommodation. Makes for a really inexpensive trip, but with the stream I have to do an overnight recharge like once every 3 days. So if I reach that point and I haven't had an opportunity to charge stuff, then I'll just, if I want to keep streaming, which I do because I actually really enjoy it, then I have to pay for accommodation so I can recharge all my batteries overnight. We're about to hit some dead areas before LA. I'm planning on moving back onto Highway 101, as I think they've got better connectivity. If I stick on Highway 1, the stream will not happen past Monterey. Australia. I was there last fall. I flew into Gold Coast, hitchhiked up through Brisbane up to Rockhampton, then cut west through like Emerald, Longreach, Mount Isa? No, I forget. And then into the Central Highway, what's it called, the Stewart Highway? Down to Alice Springs, down to the South Coast, and then around the South Coast up to Perth. So I did that last fall, all hitchhiking. Had a great time. When I was in the middle parts, or in Alice Springs and stuff, I carried 5 liters of water at any time because it's hot, it's dry, and being dehydrated is no good. I try to keep enough water and just equipment with me that if I don't get picked up for a couple days, I'll still be okay. I'll never be like in a dire survival situation. So I never needed to use very much of that 5 liters of water because I got picked up relatively quickly. But I had it with me as a contingency plan. Looks illegal in Nevada and Utah. That is correct. You're right there. Probably head through Arizona. That's what I'm planning on doing. So that's the plan. Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, eventually making it out to the eastern seaboard. Surprised you aren't an affiliate yet? Yeah, I reached affiliate, like I met all the like achievements for it on like day 7. And I was like excited and I filled out all my tax information. And apparently I screwed something up and it pretty much created like it like blocked me out. And I've sent messages to support, but they haven't gotten back to me in over a week. That was last Sunday, so 8 days ago, when I applied, and it's still in limbo. So yeah, we met the requirements for affiliate. I just fucked up, and then Twitch locked up, and that made things not work. So. Go 1-5, yeah, I don't want to do 5 because that's an interstate. I avoid interstates in general. The 1 would be the most beautiful route, but yeah, we lose connection after Monterey. And then the 1 is still a state highway, so it's legal. It won't be as nice as the 1, but I want to live stream it, so that's probably what I'll head out to. And then the 1 and the 101 reconnect back up in a Santa something place, Santa Monica, Santa something, or I forget. 1 is too slow. Like, I'm not in a rush, so it's not the slow thing that is holding me up. It's the I couldn't live stream it thing that's holding me back. Ugh. Rosha Move, thanks for following the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself so far. We'll be hitchhiking pretty soon. I'm just working my way out to the kind of eastern part of Santa Cruz to find a spot where it's appropriate to hitchhike. It's not too far, but yeah, we'll be there soon. I think I missed a few followers, so Curious Rhino, thanks for following. Controller Zen, thanks for following. Zanny, thanks for following. And then Ash, okay, yeah, I think I'm caught up there. What's the most expensive car you've ever been picked up in hitchhiking? What would be the most expensive? I've been picked up in some nice cars. I've never been picked up in any kind of like super exotic sports car. If we're talking like pure cost, that it cost whoever purchased it to buy, I'm guessing the military like Humvee thing that picked me up in Lithuania cost the original purchaser, which was probably the Lithuanian government, the most money of any vehicle. Because I'm guessing they're not cheap. They were extremely nice to me though. It was the Lithuanian military. They drove me to the Latvian border. Nice guys. None of them could speak English, and I couldn't speak Lithuanian. Is it Lithuanian? But they were nice. Gold Coast, nice. Did you go? No, that just happened to be the cheapest place to fly into from where I was staying in Vietnam at the time. I just felt like going to Australia. Like, I didn't plan on going to Australia on that trip actually, but I had a month-and-a-half stopover in Hong Kong for an award flight I booked, and I went to Vietnam for a week and a bit because I had, through point stuff, I had a free like hotel resort thing I could stay at for a week. So I did that, and then after that, I'm like, what do I want to do for another month? So I decided to book a flight from Ho Chi Minh City to Gold Coast, because that was the cheapest place in Australia to fly to at that time. I booked it that morning and flew out at 5 p.m. that night, so that was a very last-minute decision. But I didn't go surfing Gold Coast. I just was kind of passing through and hitchhiking around. I'm just going to pull aside here and double check where I'm at, so I don't get too out of the way if I'm walking in the wrong direction. How far south am I planning on going in Cali before heading east? I don't have an exact plan yet. You know me, or anyone that's been in the stream for a while knows me, I don't really make it that much for plans. I kind of just do things and hope for the best. Sorry, I'm just navigating right now. Have police booked or picked you up before? Yeah, I've had a few rides from the police. All of them have been pretty positive. Well, I got detained in Japan for the better part of a day. I got picked up in England for illegal hitchhiking due to a miscommunication, because I got picked up by these guys who only spoke Spanish and I don't speak Spanish. And I was trying to tell them I was trying to go north up the M6. And then as soon as they picked me up a couple miles north, they took a junction onto the motorway that went straight east across England, and I'm like, this isn't what we discussed. So I just got them to let me out right on a motorway. And then I started walking back onto the M6 north. And as I'm walking, I walk across this big electronic banner that spanned the highway, and it's turned off, and I'm walking. And as I get closer to it, all of a sudden it flashes on, and it's like, caution, pedestrians on motorway, and flashes a new speed limit, 50 miles an hour or something. And at that point I knew that they'd found me. They knew I was there, and they didn't like it. So I knew my time was limited, and yeah, sure enough, 10 minutes later, an unmarked police car came up and picked me up. I got a warning. He drove me back to the spot I was hitchhiking at before, where it was legal. You can't hitchhike on a motorway, but you can hitchhike at the top of an on-ramp to a motorway before it's technically a motorway. So he drove me back there, but it was nighttime, so I just crashed in a park for the night and continued on the next morning. Yeah, so I got a warning. Said, if we catch you on the motorway again, you will be prosecuted, is how he worded it, which sounded serious. To me, I thought maybe a ticket, but prosecuted sounds like court and shit like that, so. But given the circumstances, I think he was fair. He was stern, but he was fair. And then Japan, and again, it was a miscommunication thing that ended up getting me detained for the day. A language barrier kind of thing, and I got dropped off in a place where it was very illegal to be. And very quickly, I got picked up and brought into the highway patrol office, and they just didn't know what to do with me, so I sat there for the better part of a day, just chilling, while they decided where to take me, because they couldn't just let me back out, because we're right on the highway network at that point. So they drove me into the nearest city, which was Kobe, and then I just hitchhiked right back onto the highway. Yeah, so we're hitchhiking north in Japan. We were on a small island, smallish island on the south, and we took a bridge to the main kind of island, and right after that bridge was a big junction between a bunch of different directions you can take on the highway. And this person that picked me up was actually turning south, and I was trying to go northeast to Tokyo. So at that point I'm like, ah, shit, just let me out. And that was right at a big toll exchange on the highway. I probably should have just rode south and then figured things out once I got further south and gone back north again. But I'm just like, just let me out now. The problem was, it was right before a big toll exchange, so the highway is splitting in multiple different directions. I didn't have any signs, and we're in Japan, so I couldn't make an English sign. And I don't know how to speak Japanese or write Japanese, so I couldn't have a sign to show people where I'm going. So I was literally just thumbing it right before a toll exchange in Japan, where no one would know where I was going, because the highway is about to split in multiple different directions. So I'm kind of happy I got picked up by the police, because I was in a really bad spot. So I've made a few mistakes in my hitchhiking days, but you learn from them. Prosecuted, most of you would have gotten. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's just, when he gave me the warning and said, if we catch you on the motorway again, you will be prosecuted, that sounds serious. I can handle a fine. But prosecuted was sounded like a serious word. You're in Cali on 10? Highway 10? I'm in Cali on Highway 1 right now. You live in LA? Yeah, I'll be heading through LA pretty soon. Which is as I was saying in the little burger joint we were in before, that's the mecca of IRL live streamers. So I'll be heading through that area pretty shortly, which should probably be interesting. I probably won't be there very long because this is a hitchhiking stream. We are pretty mobile. But I'd like to check out the area a little bit. Getting pretty close to the spot I find that would be decent for hitchhiking, or at least what I read made it seem like it was okay. It's still kind of in Santa Cruz. So what it is an on-ramp to the Highway 1 heading kind of southeast at this point. Ideally I'd be more at the end because a decent amount of the traffic on this on-ramp is probably going to be local traffic. Yes, they're entering onto the highway, but they're probably exiting very shortly. So it's not going to be 100% ideal, but when you're hitchhiking out of a city, usually you're not going to find a perfect spot. You kind of just have to deal with what the city throws at you and take it from there. So we'll see what the spot looks like. If I was like really doing my research, I probably should have just gone on my computer and pulled up Street View and checked out the spot. Then I'd know exactly what it was like before I actually got there. But I didn't. I should probably cross here actually. When I first started the stream, it was kind of overcast, but it certainly cleared up. It's a pretty nice day here in Santa Cruz. It is nice to just be in California now, because it rained the whole time and I was in Washington and Oregon. I think the first 9 days of my of hitchhiking America, it was rain every single day. I was pretty wet. Oh yeah, I forgot to put sunscreen on in the burger joint. Wear your sunscreen, everyone. I'll do that before I start hitchhiking. So how do you make money? Do you do jobs on the go? No, I never work when I'm traveling. Or I usually don't work when I'm traveling. The only times I have worked when I'm traveling, I wasn't actually really getting paid. I was getting paid in... Actually, I've only worked once when I was traveling, and that was in Croatia. I got picked up by a guy in Austria. He drove me to Croatia, to the town where he lived, on an island called Kirk. And he owned a hotel, restaurant, and a bar. Let me eat at the hotel, let me stay at the hotel, or let me eat it at the restaurant, let me stay at the hotel for one night. And come the next day, it got busy at their bar. It was like a boat of tourists showed up, I guess. And I just kind of started helping drafting beers. So I kind of just worked in the bar for 2 weeks. And then they drove me all the way back up to Munich. I didn't get paid, but I had a hotel to sleep in. I had as much food as I wanted from the restaurant, and I had as much alcohol from the bar that I wanted. So I think that's the only time where I'd say I kind of worked. But even then, like, it was really chill. Like, I could sleep in. They didn't really, like, I wasn't a real employee. I was just some guy bumming around that helped out in the bar a little bit. But yeah, I save up money before I go on trips. So I work, save up money. Before I go on a trip, I quit my job, and then I travel. Then I run out of money, I go home, get a job, save up money, do it all over again. The nice thing about hitchhiking and sleeping in a tent is you're traveling costs are very small. So you don't have to save up that much money to actually make it possible to travel for an extended period of time. So I can work for a little bit of time and travel for just as long or longer. So that's what I've been doing for 4 years, is working then traveling, working then traveling, working then traveling, but never working and traveling. Oh, always either working or traveling. What, shoes? These are my shoes. They're kind of a weird choice for hitchhiking boots. They're not like proper hiking boots, because I don't know. I'm picky about my hitchhiking boots. I want boots that are functional, full leather upper boots, but I want them to look appropriate in a city as well for when I do other things. Because I only bring one pair of shoes, and that's a pair of boots. So. So I was picky about them, but I bought these used at like a second-hand shop. The brand is Frye, F-R-Y-E, and they make more like fashion stuff, but it's a nice quality full leather upper boot. And I just took them to a cobbler and got them to put on a nice Vibram sole on it, so it became more functional. And that's what I use for hitchhiking. My last boots split in half, and these ones will split in half too. I destroy things when I'm traveling. It's just what I do. Alright. Yeah, up here is the street where I turn left at, and then it's just a few blocks north-ish, and then we're on the on Highway 1 heading south. How much money do you need, or should you save? I recommend, it really depends how you want to do it. Doorsoft Travel, thanks for following the channel. Hope you enjoy. Sorry, talking about money. It really depends how you want. If you want to sleep in a tent and hitchhike, then your day-to-day costs can be well under $10 every day if you want them to be. And I did do that on several of my trips where you're spending just a couple dollars a day. Some days you spend $0. A lot of days you're spending in like the $4 to $7 range. And then the occasional day, if you feel like grabbing a drink or something like that, going out or something, paying like $70. So it depends how long you want to go for. There's a lot of circumstances. I can't just be like, you need to save up this much money to go traveling. It depends on where you're going, how long you're going, and how you want to do it. But at the end of the day, I'd recommend always keeping a little bit of a cushion at the end. So, you know, you plan on traveling for 2 months at $10 a day, there's $600 in travel costs. But keep enough money set aside so that if things go to shit, you can always buy yourself a flight or a bus or whatever home. I always have that. I always have a little cushion to fall back on if I need to. I've never had to use that, but that's part of my risk management with hitchhiking and traveling is I always have enough finances to get myself out of a situation if I need to. But yeah, you can easily travel on $10 a day if you're not paying for transportation or accommodation. That was my next question. How many pair you bring? Yeah, 1 pair of shoes. That's all I do. And then sometimes I'll bring a pair of flip-flops with me, sometimes I won't. So, yeah, 1 pair of shoes. Yeah, it really feels like California now. It's got your real palm trees. Because Northern California was nice, but it looked very similar to Oregon. but it really feels like California now. And also it's getting significantly hotter. For those of you that have been watching, you've probably heard me say that I prefer cold weather, because you can fight the cold, you can prepare for the cold, and if you're prepared for the cold, then you can be comfortable in the cold. If it's hot, you're gonna be hot, and there's just not much you can do about that. Yeah, Cali's two distinct states, I definitely believe that. I don't think I'm even technically in Southern California yet. I think I'm like kind of halfway. Maybe not even quite halfway down California. It's a very long state, so. But yeah, when everyone thinks of California, I think it's like Southern California and the palm trees and the beaches and the heat. And Northern California definitely has the beaches. But they don't have the palm trees, and when I was there, they weren't quite in the heat yet. I think traveling is much more accessible than it's ever been. Flights are constantly going down in price. Like I'm Canadian, so I'm thinking from a Canadian point of view. Greg EGG, thanks for following. From Canada, you can fly in the round-trip flight to Europe for under $500 Canadian, which is like 400 or less dollars US. I think from the US you can find round-trip flights to Europe for the same. Asia, you can find flights to Southeast Asia for in Canada, like the $600 range if you find a decent deal. And once you're there, things can be really cheap. So flights are cheap now. There's a ton of resources out there on different places to stay that are cheap, and everything on the internet. You can find ways to travel for not very much money. So it's a good time to get out there if you're thinking about it. Foggy, cold beaches. Yeah. Well, that was Washington, Oregon for me. And then as soon as I hit California, even Northern California, the sun came out. It was beautiful. It's been beautiful, sunny for the past 4 days, I think, which I've really enjoyed. The only problem is when I'm walking in weather like this, I end up sweating, and I try to avoid sweating, because when you start sweating, you start to smell quicker, and I try to be a clean hitchhiker, or as clean as I can be. Do you have a medical kit? No. I don't really have any kind of medical kit. When I'm hitchhiking, like, I'm usually never really far out there. Like, when you get picked up by someone, that person is going somewhere usually. They're not just going to the middle of nowhere. So usually I'm close to civilization and close to help if I'd need it. But speaking of medical, anyone that does travel, I highly recommend you get travel insurance. Yeah, no one expects to, no one plans on getting injured, but it does happen. And it can be a huge financial burden if you're not insured. So I have travel insurance here, especially in the United States with their medical costs. But anywhere you go, your chances are your home country will not insure you for international travel. So it's another thing with risk management. Insure yourself. Because yeah, if I broke an arm or a leg or something like that, just, I don't know, roll an ankle as I'm walking on uneven terrain with my big backpack on, like, that's thousands of dollars just for a quick stop into the hospital to get your arm in a cast or whatever. And that's not in the budget. But $100 for travel insurance, that's in the budget. I can do that. Alright, we're getting close. We're getting close. It's almost hitchhiking time, everyone. Great. Spin you guys around. There we go. Oh, well, you can see that sign, but it goes straight. That goes to the one north. We turn right up here. That's the one south. That's where we want to go. So that's where we'll be going. We'll be crossing out these lights here, and hopefully walking out onto that on-ramp going south. Ooh. There might be a prohibited sign there, we'll see. What's your favorite country you've been to? It's a common question, and I can't give you one country, so I'll give you three. Those three are Ireland, Croatia, and Japan, based off the experience I had hitchhiking or just traveling around there. I kind of told the story about Croatia just a couple minutes ago, where I essentially worked at a hotel, restaurant, and bar for a couple days. So I had a great time in Croatia. And then Ireland is great. I love hitchhiking in rural Ireland. The people are so friendly. I ended up with a place to stay like almost every night in Ireland. Everyone was just so inviting and welcoming to this random Canadian guy hitchhiking around. So that's why Ireland was in my top three. And then Japan was some of the quickest hitchhiking I've done. Everyone was really curious what I was doing. So I thought that was a really cool experience. But yeah, Japan was so quick. It was pretty funny. I've been to England, yeah. So I hitchhiked around Ireland. I took a ferry to Wales, hitchhiked through Wales, and then hitchhiked up through Western England. Went through the Lakes district and stuff. So I had a really good time in England. I did get picked up by the police in England because I got dropped off in a bad spot. But yeah, I had a good time. That was back in 2015. I guess I'll hitchhike right at the top here. Because yeah, there is actually, I'll show you guys. Well, there's two signs, but this one's the only one you can see from here. So yeah, you see that? I'm a pedestrian, so we're gonna hitchhike at the top. I think I went past Manchester, but I didn't go into it. In general, I avoid cities if I can. They make hitchhiking a little more difficult. Alright, but I'm going to sit you guys down. I'm going to use my south sign just so people know I'm hitchhiking south, even though it's, you know, one south. I guess it tells them that I can at least write English. I guess I'll set my backpack down. It's hot. I'm gonna. The thing I don't like about this backpack is it doesn't like standing up. It really likes to fall over, so. what's the name for someone who picks hitchhikers up? I call them like my drivers or rides. Maybe there's a better name, but I haven't really come up with anything better. Can't wait to meet the person that picks you up. Yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of person we get. Did this back in 2005 when I was leaving New Orleans and bringing relief aid down. Oh, that's really cool. You hitchhiked around down New Orleans area? Had no other way? Yeah. And yeah, a lot of people are hitchhiking because out of necessity, but I actually enjoy it. I do it for leisure, for fun. Gets picked up by a gangster. It's happened before. Back up from New Orleans, okay. All right, well let's actually start hitchhiking. My chat interaction is going to be hit and miss, just because I'll be standing and hitchhiking. So I'll try and catch up on chat, every couple of minutes, but I'll be standing up and hitchhiking. So bear with me. We'll see what kind of ride we get. Bag doesn't like to stay up at all. Bag doesn't like to listen to me. Gonna count the cars? Are you gonna count the cars going by? Because I'm not. Has a cop ever stopped you? Yeah, cops have talked to me. Usually I just want to make sure I don't have any warrants or anything else. But never had any real problems. It's definitely not the best spot, but it'll work, guaranteed. Longest you waited 8 hours in Fort Nelson, British Columbia, which is northern British Columbia, on my way up to Inuvik. Sorry, this intersection's hard to tell when cars are actually coming on the on-ramp or not. I'm gonna count to 2 million, then inexplicably start over at 30K. Hope we don't have to wait for 2 million. How long do we think it's gonna take for me to get a ride, everyone? It's 1:23 p.m. right here. If anyone guesses the time I get picked up, they get bragging rights. I don't know what else to provide other than bragging rights, but I think I'll get picked up at 1:44. That's my guess. $420. Less than 2 hours. 140. Alright. You guys keep track of that. If anyone's correct, you'll get my props. I don't even know what I can provide for being correct, but when it gets modded. 1:41 and 37 seconds. When do you actually count that though? Like, when does the timer stop? Like, when I agree to get in the ride? Because if someone pulls over, I might even, based off of where they're going or what type of person they are, I might turn down the ride, or they might turn down the ride because I'm filming it. So when does the timer stop? I did say I was going to put sunscreen on, but then I never did. I didn't really need to, because I burn. I'm a very pale person. Timer stops when they pull over, but what about if we have to turn down the ride, or they turn down the ride? Then we just keep it going? Happens all the fucking time. That's the one thing I hate most about this bag, is it doesn't stand up. It just doesn't stay. And I don't want to like carry it all the time. I'd rather set it down for a little bit. But I want it to be standing up, because then it looks like I'm actually traveling, like it's a big hiking backpack, you know? I like a lot of things about this bag, but I hate that it won't stand up correctly. It's all about first impressions. Yeah, the backpack helps just establish my image of what I'm trying to show people that I am. I'm just a young person traveling around, right? So, it's part of my image. I'm sorry about the kind of decreased chat interaction. It's just when I'm hitchhiking with a sign, I can't be holding you guys next to me, so you're not directly in my line of sight, so I can't see you at all times. So sorry about that. Let's turn the sign around. If you guys want to see what the other sign is that. We're gonna use south for now because I actually want a directional sign right now. If it's pretty clear where I'm going, then I might throw out the humor signs. When you see me like waving at people, quite often that's them either waving at me or them like doing different hand signals. Like this means they're going a short distance. This means they're turning off shortly. So they're saying it's not worth it for them to pick me up. But yeah, if someone waves at me, I wave back. So yeah, I've got south sign, not a murderer sign, and a Canadian A sign. Stay. Otherwise I'm gonna have to carry you on my back. And I want a bit of a break from carrying you. Big and bulky. Doesn't want to stay. Tried to fall over again. Cooperate. Just a little bit. Oh. It's hard to find an opportunity to come down and talk to you guys without missing a bunch of traffic. Yeah, we're still counting. How did you not get bored waiting for so long? Well, you know what? Now I've got you guys to entertain me too. I don't know, I'm good at occupying my own mind. Like, I don't get really bored. I don't get frustrated with people not picking me up. I'm just content. I'm actually gonna take like 2 minutes and put sunscreen on my face and ears because I'm gonna burn pretty quick. It's a nice day out today, so wear sunscreen, everyone.